And then the announcement came a few days later, and I was actually in queue for WoW, in the queue for WoW Classic while we were watching that announcement. So it made a good pastime.
I was there, man.
Uh,
I was at the theater. I live just down the street from ArenaNet, and
oh, that's convenient.
I guess. I mean, whenever I drive by, I'm like, Guild Wars was made. Well, not anymore because everyone's working from home. But dude, that announcement bummed me the fuck out. I walked in there being like, what can this be? What can they possibly do to convince us that the game is worth investing in still? And the overwhelming sense that I came away with, I know this is just beating a dead horse, but the overwhelming sense that I came away with is that this announcement was planned for another fucking game. And they plugged it in with a last minute Guild Wars 2 stuff to make use of the venue.
I don't know why they even made that announcement, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Truth be told, okay, right, look, okay, so I've got to take away my kind of friendliness here a little bit and be very kind of hardline consumer, right? Really be a consumer advocate here, because I've talked to Mike Z, right?
Mm-hmm.
I actually I met him at Gamescom a while back, 3 or 4 years ago. Very nice guy, very knowledgeable
Seems
about the
like it.
game.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got no issue with Mike Z. I was actually excited when he was taking over for this reason. I was like, wow, this guy knows the game, right? He knows
Mm-hmm.
the game. He knows the community.
He's an
Damn, this
OG.
is super great, right? So I just want to make it no disrespect to Mike Z, right, whatsoever. But he was very clear. He was not the right choice
Yeah.
to present that. He was very clearly uncomfortable, and that's fair enough, right? He was speaking in front of 30,000 people and a live audience, right?
Mm-hmm.
30,000 on Twitch and a live audience too. That's very difficult, right? That's a very scary thing to do, right? So I'm not gonna give him a hard time for that. Absolutely not. But he didn't do a good job, right? I can still say that, at the same time as saying I like the guy, but he didn't do a good job, right? It was not adequate. And also, I think a big part of his discomfort was probably in the fact that he didn't have anything to say, because they didn't have anything to say. Sorry, ArenaNet, you didn't, right? You announced Living Story Season 5, except you renamed it to Icebrood Saga,
With
right? Like, seriously,
expansion-like features, we
yeah,
promise, guys. And by the
yeah,
way,
oof.
we're going to talk about alliances in a few months.
Yeah, yikes. Okay, that didn't go out so well. But I was falling for the hype, man. I saw that 48-hour count. I was like, wait, hang on a minute. Have they actually
It was
got
actually a
something?
pretty cool
Right.
presentation leading up
Yeah,
to
it
it,
was.
with
Yeah,
the
it was good.
dragon slowly coming out of the mist.
I liked it. I was like, dude, this
That's
is
good
hype,
shit.
man. I like this. I was like, oh yeah, let's go. I'm ready to watch. Right. And then they just said, like, it was 20 minutes of nothing. Then this fucking guy, right, from NCSoft, looking like some kind of Sith Lord wearing a poncho, comes on and tries to sell me like a title
Funko
subscription for
Pops
the
and shit.
OST. Right. Dude,
Mike
what? Heck?
Mike
Heck?
Sivowitz? Is that guy's
Yeah.
name? Oh man.
And actually, I have a comment on is it Mike Sivowitz there as well, or
I think that
Sivowitz
was
is
the
his name?
marketing guy
Yeah,
from
yeah, the
NCSoft.
marketing guy. Like, I actually watched. I was disappointed because I watched a guild chat with this guy, and he was switched on. Like I was like, wow, I was really impressed. I was
Really?
thinking like the Arena have got no idea what they're talking about. What is it? And then I saw him actually speak on guild chat, and he was giving confident, decisive answers regarding some of like the silly memes, right,
Hmm.
around the community, in particular, like do you know the R promotion, right? Like that the
Oh,
infamous R
yes, of
promotion.
course.
Yeah. And he completely kept people were like making fun of him for that. And he just straight up said, yep, that promotion worked. Actually, that was a really good thing. It got people clicking
I
and it
remember
got
that
people
actually.
clicking the ad. Right.
Yeah,
And
now
he
that you
said,
say
and
that.
I can't quote him now on some other episodes, but I really remember thinking like, wow, this guy actually knows his stuff, right? He knows his onions. And he just seemed like very, very engaged, very, very switched on. So I was disappointed when he came on and just tried to sell me a Funko Pop. I'm like, dude, like, what is this?
They
Like,
had nothing.
you can't. They had nothing.
They
The
get 15
presentation was like,
minutes on like art and
yeah,
story stuff. That's
it
not
was
how
like
you
40 minutes
sell an
long.
MMO.
It was 40 minutes long, and half of that was them trying to sell us stuff, right? Like, that's a problem, right? Like, that's an issue. But I mean, ArenaNet marketing, oh dear, I don't know how depressing you want to go with this podcast, man. But let's not talk about it. I mean,
This is important, dude. You got to scrape the bottom. I think if you're gonna build anything, like you got to be honest with yourself. Guild Wars 2 is a game where I'm always asking myself, is today the day I'm gonna get back into this? And for the last year, the answer has been no. In fact, the only thing that